fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Decepticon FastTrack from Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy. That's right, you thought Weaponizers were done, you thought we had completely moved on to Micromaster bases, but wait, there's still one Titan Class Citybot that doesn't have his own Weaponizer, and that is Scorponok. We had Cog for Fort Max, we had 6 Gun for Metroplex, we had Brunt for Trypticon, and we finally have a Scorponok figure, so it was time to give him his own Weaponizer, and that is FastTrack. I love this artwork here on the side. Very, very cool. You can kind of see, I think that's supposed to be Scorponok in the background, but he looks a little off, so I'm not 100% sure. But if we take a look on the back here, we have the robot mode, we have the vehicle mode, looks like Lord Zarek, probably any Headmaster, Titan Master, whatever you want to call him, can ride on there. And he actually has this really cool spear mode, which Scorponok can wield, which I think is actually pretty cool. But he is also a full-on Weaponizer, so you can disassemble him into a big pile of parts and combine him with a bunch of various Transformers, so pretty cool there as well. Pretty much the standard Earthrise pick on that side. Nothing going on the top or the bottom, so that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's get him out of there, and we'll take a closer look. Here is FastTrack out of the packaging. I think he looks pretty cool. I really like the color scheme. I think the gray, black, and orange really works. You also have a little pop of metallic blue here for the windows, and then some solid red there for the visor on the head. Doesn't have too much in the way of kibble, just has this one piece on the back, but if you really wanted to, you could take it off and put it off to the side. But I don't really think it gets in the way or anything like that. A little bit of metallic blue on the, I guess, windshield, for lack of a better term, for the vehicle mode. He is rocking the double shockwave look with the 2 gun hands. But if you don't like that look, you can always take them off. They are just little pieces that peg into regular fists, so if you want him to have 2 regular fists, you can. He also comes with this little like dagger piece, which is really just going to be the tip of the spear. You could have him wield this in robot mode if you like, or if you just want to store it somewhere, you could peg it in here. Anywhere you have, a peg, it fits. It also has a peg hole on the back, so if you wanted to like peg it into the back for storage or something like that, you could. So you have a couple options there. But I'm just going to put all those off to the side for the moment. We can talk articulation. Head swivels from side to side, but there is no ball joint, so it doesn't have any front to back movement, just side to side swivel. This is just a peg and a peg hole, so you can spin this around completely. If for some reason you like the look of a little bit lower shoulder, you do have that option, because he does have the 2 peg holes there in the shoulder. I kind of like the little bit higher up look. So you can swivel, and then you have a tilt as well. You have a bicep swivel. You have 90 degrees in the elbow. You have a wrist swivel. You have a waist swivel. You have kick to the front, kick to the back, kick to the side. And if you really want him to kick to the back more, you can. You might just have to take the backpack off. You have a thigh swivel, but really that's just a complete unpeg because he's a weaponizer. I would say way over 90 degrees in the knee because of how he transforms. And then you have an ankle tilt, and you also have a little bit of a foot thing going on there again because of transformation. So he's got some good articulation there. So I think he looks cool. I like him little robot mode, very simplistic, but I think it works. First, we will check out the... Well, before we do all that, I'm just going to show you all the pieces that can come apart. I'm not going to show off the Weaponizer functionality. You guys know how it works by now. But you can take them apart into all these little components. So I just wanted to show that off. So he does completely come apart into all these components, and then you can mix and match them and put them together however you like, and then peg them into other Transformers and things, You guys know how this works by now, but I wanted to show you the pile that he can completely become, so you can do some fun combinations and whatnot, but you guys know how Weaponizers work. I'm not going to bother. Alright, I'll make one real fast. You could do something like this, and then maybe pretend these are guns, and then peg this into somebody's back. Give them kind of blasters like that or something. So, you guys know how Weaponizers work. But let's go ahead next. We'll check out the transformation. I'll put him back into robot mode. Alright, so for the transformation for his vehicle mode, going to go ahead and put his 2 gun pieces over his fists, like so. You're going to take the, well, let's take this part off first. Take this backpack piece off, put that down for a sec. This is going to come apart from here down, but it's going to split because this whole chest piece is going to come off. So you're going to kind of wiggle this a little bit forward. So you want to disconnect this. There we go. So this peg was pegged into here, but there's also this kind of flat tab you can see there that's pegged in below that. And then this kind of like slides into this channel here. So you're going to take that, put that off to the side. You're going to flip these pieces around 180 degrees. Then you're going to take, you can see that there is a tab spot in there and a tab on here. So you're going to flip this around just like that. And then you're going to take these tabs and tab them into there and there. So bring that down. And there you go. Those are the legs. And even you could just use this as like a little drone if you wanted to. I mean, this is kind of a preview of what you're going to see, but you could attach that on there and then just have the torso be over here firing. So you could have kind of a two-bot system going on there. But anyway, what you're meant to do, take this, spin it around like this, spin the head around 180 degrees, go ahead, turn this just to hide the fists a little bit, so spin the arms up, swivel that, and then you're going to take this part off if you've already connected it. You can see that there's two pegs right there, and there's two peg holes on the front, so you're just going to peg that on there. And then right here, there are two tab spots, and then two tabs right here and here, and you can see there's a tab here and a tab here, and then two tab spots right there. So what I like to do is kind of line this one up first and make sure that they're tabbed in, because sometimes these you have to kind of like space them out a little bit to make sure that they line up. So that goes in there, and then you can kind of drop it on top. There you go. And there is your vehicle mode. Raise these up a little bit. But yeah, not too bad. Rolls well. You can see that it's literally just the robot head looking into this area here. And the whole back, I should say chest plate's just on the back there. Now, they want you to take the little dagger piece and peg it into the back of his head. And then they say that, ooh, a Titan Master can ride there. I guess, as much as I can sit one thing on top of another thing, you know, I wouldn't really call that a seat for a Titan Master, but I mean, I can lay anything on top of something else with the help of gravity, so I guess that's possible. Not really that impressive though, as far as being a seat for a Titan Master, in my opinion. But hey, they're trying. I guess it's somewhere to store that, if nothing else. You could also just put it on here or something if you wanted to. Peg that in just for storage. Actually, no, you guys can say you might be able to put it on there in the front, but you can't. You could peg it there if you wanted to, but that would look kind of ridiculous. In any case, that is the vehicle mode. I think it looks kind of neat. Very reminiscent of the G1 little patrol bot that came with Scorponok, so that's pretty cool. But he does have one other configuration we can transform him into. If we go ahead and I'm just going to unassemble this and then unpeg this. It's kind of weird sometimes to try to get this to flip back around because it's kind of a snug connection. So just work with that there. Going to fold this back down. So almost like you're transforming it back into his pants. But instead, you're going to fold these together like so. Just kind of leave it there like that. You're going to take the arms off. And then you're going to disconnect this piece here. You're going to fold this down. And you're going to peg these two pegs into these two pegs on the bottom of his feet. Like so. Then you're going to take the little dagger piece and peg that in here, like so. So that's pretty much the whole top part of the staff. Then they want you to take the hands and just, well, really the whole arms, and just peg them into each other. Which I guess I should turn these like this at this point. And then peg this on here. And that is the staff. It looks much better on the box, I'll be honest. I guess technically you could turn this like this. I think that looks a little better. I like this part of the staff perfectly fine. The arms just acting as long connectors is probably not the best because, you know, holding it up is not great because you have those elbow bends. If they had some way to kind of like shrink them in so that they were a little bit more sturdy, I don't know. I don't really like the connection here for the staff, for the handle. I think this top portion looks neat. I like that. But yeah, I don't love this part as much. But I appreciate what they're going for. You know, they kind of pulled it off. It looks okay. You don't even really use the whole thing though, which is another bummer. I'm just supposed to store this somewhere, I guess, if I want to display Scorponok holding this. Is there anywhere I could connect it? Not really. I mean, I guess I could, you know, sadly peg it on here or something, but that doesn't really look that good. So there really is not much else you can do with that. So while we're discussing slightly disappointing features, I wanted to point this out. I think it's kind of dumb, but the directions do show it off. They want you to take this completely off while it's in vehicle mode. And then there is a little tab right here, which you can use to pop out this little connector piece, and then we'll rotate it around to the back. And then they want you to put this back on. So let me make sure that's all lined up. So you have the vehicle mode with this little ramp connector piece, and then they show you having a ramp from like a MicroMaster base or something connect into that. But why would I want that? Why would I want a ramp from a, you know, battle station or play set or whatever term you want to use go directly into the back of this vehicle? Now, I mean, if it was some kind of larger vehicle and you could like use it as a loading connector and maybe you were going to load characters in or energon cubes or whatever you wanted to imagine. But this is a very small figure. You know, I don't understand why I would want the ramp to connect to his back. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't know. It just seems like an awkward feature. Like, at least with Double Dealer, you know, he had that like rocket base and the ramp made a little bit more sense. We saw it with Grapple too, where they had the connection piece and it, you know, they just wanted me to kind of connect onto Grapple, and I was like, I don't really understand why I would want to do that. It just seems like a weird feature, but it's there, so I wanted to at least point it out in case you wanted to utilize it. So at the end of the day, I think FastTrack is fun, but he's definitely not the most exciting Decepticon. I do like the robot mode. I think that's pretty fun, and I do love his color scheme. I think that really works as well. The two little gun hands are fun, but I do appreciate that they give you the ability to take those off if you just want him to have regular fists. And he does have regular fists underneath, which I appreciate. The vehicle mode's not bad. Kind of reminds me of like a Decepticon equivalent of Roller, if I'm honest. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think the spear is probably the lamest out of the three modes. The head of the spear, I think, actually looks kind of neat, but the staff is too flimsy. The way you're just having the arms connect to each other and just kind of limply hang there. If they had a way to condense down the arms so that at the elbow joints it kind of like, you know, connected up and covered them and made it a little bit more solid, I think it would have been more successful. But by just having those elbow joints out there, it makes it very flimsy. I don't know. I'll have to see once I actually get Scorponok out to see how it actually is, you know, connects to Scorponok or how he wields it. It might make it better or worse. I'll have to see. But I just think, unfortunately, the spear is the weakest of the three modes. I was excited for it. I thought it looked neat. But ultimately, I just don't think it worked out. As far as the like little connection on the back of the vehicle mode goes, it seems kind of superfluous to me and just really unnecessary. I understand that they want everything to connect with the gimmick for Earthrise, which was kind of the ramps and the Micromaster bases, and I appreciate that. But it just doesn't work in my opinion. I think it's kind of dumb. Now again, you can completely ignore it, so it's not a feature that gets in the way of anything, and it's not something. It's just kind of added. It's superfluous. If you want to use it, you can. If you want to ignore it, it's easy to do that as well. I just don't think it adds that much to the toy's playability. But overall, like I said, I like him. I'm glad to add him to the collection, but I definitely don't think he's the strongest deluxe in the wave. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.